Welcome to another informative session of the New England Job Show. Our guest today is Certified Career Coach Arleen Bradley. Arleen?
Okay, we're going to talk about the ins and outs of interviewing. If I was going to talk about interviewing, all of the ins and outs, this would be a week session. It wouldn't be a 1-hour presentation. I'm going to be giving you the highlights. What I like to do in my presentation is talk to you about finding out what that's in the mind of the person interviewing you. You can find information on questions, any job search, website, recruiters, everybody has questions you can ask. And that's all well and good, but how do you answer them? You want to be able to answer them so you're making a connection with the person interviewing with you are interviewing with. So hopefully this is what you're going to find out somewhat today. And I am somewhat technically challenged. Okay, so we're going to talk about phone screens. We're going to talk about face-to-face interviews, the thank you and the follow-up, the second interview, second, third, fourth, whatever, questions, the questions that you can ask them, they could possibly ask you, and there's something called illegal questions, and questions for me, and if we have time, I have some bonus information for you. Phone screens. I don't have any information, a lot of information about what they're looking for, but basically a phone screen is trying to gauge your interest and your qualifications for the position. They're not going to offer you a job right then and there, but they're just trying to gauge your interest. Another thing they're going to ask you, you can bet your bottom dollar, is how much do you want? Because they want to know, are you too expensive? Or if you're too inexpensive, there's something wrong. So you want to gauge your answer. A good thing to say is, I am not at the point where I am talking about money. Right now, I am looking at the opportunity and how I can help you and how I can use my skills. You don't want to talk money at this point because you could automatically be disqualified.
Can you ask at that point, could you give me a range of what you're offering?
No, what I would say, I wouldn't even go there. You would say something like, from what I understand about your company, you pay a competitive wage, and I'm sure we could come to some mutual agreement. I would skirt the issue completely.
Okay. I tried that because I just had my phone screen.
Yes.
I was asking the first phone screen, and I tried to, push it aside. But so I gave her a range. I done market research, so
Yep.
I gave her the range, and she said that it's within the lower range. So I'm like, that's fine.
Okay.
But so if you have in your mind how much you're worth and what range around it, because sometimes you can't avoid answering it.
Yeah, sometimes they're pretty persistent, and sometimes you can get away with it, but you do the best you can. You don't want to be disqualified before you even get into their office. So you want to set up your space. You want an area in your home where you can be quiet and you can concentrate. If you have a family and if you have pets, that may be difficult. So you're going to have to schedule the phone screen at a time when everybody is gone. If not, you have to tell people, look, this is very important to me. I need your cooperation. Please be quiet. The dog, if the dog can go outside, that's even better. If the dog barks, to come in. If you can ignore the dog. you don't want all these distractions in the background, because they'll be distracted and they'll be thinking about what's going on rather than what you're all about. Another thing you want to do is, have any of you ever gone or participated in a science fair? They have that trifold. You might want to rig up something or buy one and have Post-it notes with all your cheat sheets lined up in categories so you can find it quickly. And this way you're not ruffling through papers. You just get very familiar with where things are on that cheat sheet, on that board, and it'll all be there ready for you to answer. Another thing you want to do is have a bottle of water, have Kleenex, have everything you need. Your telephone. Forget the cell phone. If that's all you have, that's fine. Make sure it's fully charged. You don't want to be in a phone screen and the phone dies on you. Or you have the warning where it might beep a few times. Make sure it's fully charged. If you want, the best one is a landline. And another thing to avoid is the speakerphone feature, even if you have a landline or a cordless phone. Avoid that feature because sometimes it echoes. It doesn't always sound clearly. So use a good corded phone or cordless, but speak into the mouthpiece directly rather than the speaker. I know it's great if you can take notes, but you're going to have your cheat sheets in front of you, so you won't have to go shuffling through that. Another thing is dress the part. If you go into a phone screen in your pajama pants, sweats, workout gear, whatever, you're not going to be as on as you would be if you were dressed. So, maybe you don't want to wear a three-piece suit or a shirt and tie or heels or whatever it is, but make sure you're dressed appropriately for a phone screen. And when I say appropriately, something a little more professional than what you would wear hanging around the house, mowing the lawn, cooking, cleaning, whatever it is you do around the house. So that will also make you feel a little more professional, and it comes through. Another thing that comes through is a smile. Believe it or not, you can hear a smile over the phone. I know it sounds crazy, but if you're smiling, you'll be a little more animated, you'll be a little more energized, enthusiastic, and that will come across. And you want to be energetic and enthusiastic instead of down in the mouth and depressed. You want to do your research. Before you submit your resume, you're going to want to know about this company. So make sure you have information handy and ready. Sometimes they may call you and say, "Do you have a few minutes we could talk?" Always say, "Gee, I'm sorry, no, I'm on my way out." Why do you want to do that? Because you want to give yourself time to set your space up. Grab your notes. Read over your notes. You may say, "Okay, that was that company, huh? What? I've applied to like a bazillion jobs. Which one is this?" So you want to, read about it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. When someone calls, you normally in the middle of something, you haven't even made the shift over to work type things, and now you could be deep into an interview conversation with someone that you could totally hose it because
Yes.
it's not like you say, I think subconsciously, if you're not dressed as if you're at work, subconsciously you can't make that shift sometimes, and but you're better off answering the phone, I think, than just letting the phone pick up, because half of those people might not leave a message.
Oh, you definitely answer the phone. You definitely want to answer the phone, but just let them know that this is not a convenient time. You're on your way out. That you'll could you reschedule? And while I think of it, rescheduling. This season with colds and flu and stomach viruses, if you have to reschedule, please do. Do not go into the interview with your nose running. The chance that your stomach could do some pretty funky things, whether things come up or go down, whatever, do not put yourself in that position, because you'll kind of freak out the interviewer. Make sure you're in good health and you can carry on a conversation. If you're not feeling well, chances are you're not going to be thinking clearly. So call the human resource person that contacted you. Tell them your situation. I mean, do tell them that you're sick. You're genuinely sick, that you're not just postponing it. And then offer them some additional dates. You can do it by email, but that's kind of iffy. You don't know who's going to receive it, or when they're going to receive it, actually. So you may want to call somebody in the company and let them know. Okay, so do your research. You've done your research. You know what you wanted, if you even want to be in this company.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Has anyone had to deal with a Skype phone interview yet?
Skype. It's scary.
Okay.
There, again, you want to dress the part. You want to have your notes handy.
Away from
Behind the computer.
Yes. Yes. And in large enough print so you can see it.
That's when the board would really be good, so it's just
Yes.
there. Right?
Yeah.
Bulletin board or something up against the wall.
And again, it's very important that there's nothing distracting going on behind you.
Yeah.
And one more question about phone screens. Are most employers having the phone screen first?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's a screen. It's just a screen. Yeah.
Yes. If you've made it through that stack, the next thing they want to know is, what do you sound like? Can we afford you? And that's why you really don't want to give them the bad news because they have a stack. You're just one of many. So you want to be able to get in front of them. So in order to do that, you just kind of have to go with it and don't give them a number. I can't say that enough. All right.
Arleen Bradley has an enthusiasm for individuals and their professional transformations. She has founded 2 networking groups that have served 275 job searchers, of whom 250 are now employed. She is certified as a job search strategist, as a career management coach, and as a job loss recovery coach. She is a Careerism-approved career expert. As a holistic coach, she is just as concerned about the job searcher as she is about the job search. She operates a private coaching practice in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Watch our website, nejs.org, for the next informative presentation of the New England Job Show.